motherfuckers. Welcome. Oh, screw this. Where's ATAC when you need him?
Is that us? Where is us? Hello and welcome back to Epic LAN 40, powered by Intel. We are here in Kettering Conference Centre once again. We're back.
Yes, it's so good to be back.
It's so good to be back. I'm joined by Windmill Man, who just told me he was the official caster like
4 years ago.
4 years ago. A whole Olympics ago.
It was a million years ago, but it feels alive to be here back in the booth with you, my dear friend.
Fantastic. With such a sick game, you know? It's EBA versus Mix.
I mean, we have a lot of proper gameplay coming up. EBA, incredible. 14 years old. I knew from the second that I saw him put his hands on that keyboard that he was a menace to society, the StarCraft society. That is.
Yeah. In actual society, he's not such a threat.
No, like, he's a nice guy.
He's not one of those like teenagers that you cross the road to avoid. And
no.
It's EBA, you know.
Nah, I mean he's here with his dad, and it's a heartwarming scene to be sure. But I think that Mix has a match coming up to him because I've seen him play extremely well.
And not just that, it's maybe 3 matches and it's random, which makes the whole thing like very, very weird, you know. Like, is this going to be 3 ZVZs? Like, he just played 3 ZVTs against Raza. Is it going to be 3 like TVZs, which would be really weird to be like,
changes
you know,
everything.
it could be anything. So I don't know who that gives the mental advantage to, because Mick has been playing that way his whole like career now, basically. Whereas EBA now doesn't know like what to prepare, because he doesn't know like who he's actually playing against. So it's going to be an absolute banger of the match, and we're going to get into it.
EBA is a Protoss player, am I wrong? Or
no, EBA's a Zerg.
He's Zerg, because I saw him playing Protoss the other day.
Yeah, I think he played Protoss to avoid playing ZVZ. So
I see.
That's a.
So I'm not super familiar with the way that you have to adjust your build order against random. I know as a Protoss player going against random,
that
your
really messes you
pylon
up.
position completely changes.
Yep.
So maybe it's less significant versus Zerg, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. It is very impressive to see a random player so far into bracket. You know,
he does really well on ladder as well. Yeah. So like you were saying, there's some weirdness. Mostly, like you're saying, Protoss is kind of the one that affects it. Zerg, what I will say is, a lot of the less standard openers, you can't do. You just have to open 16 hatch, 18 gas, 17 pool, really. Because a lot of the stuff that you're kind of like building towards a timing attack or like a really early cheese, if that's not the race that you're thinking you're playing against, then like that cheese is not going to work, you know? Like it's if you're baneling busting and it's not anyone that's like got a wall, then you don't need the banelings, for example. You know? Like if you're, I'm going to go through the supply depot and there's no depot, you don't need the banelings. Anyway, spawning in the top left of hard lead is Platinum Heroes EBA.
And spawning on the bottom right corner, we have none other than Mix's Protoss.
Mix's Protoss in the red, nonetheless. Yeah, interesting. I don't know how good his Protoss actually is. I've seen him play a little bit at previous lands, and it didn't look like the scariest to me. Not in a mean way, just in a very like frank and fair way.
Now, what I'm curious about is that I feel like random players have kind of a reputation for being cheesy.
Yeah, true.
So are we going to see a prepared build here from Mix, like a 2-base all-in, or is he ready to go into more of a macro game? But so far we have...
Yeah, there's no Forge yet, right? So
yeah,
that's
like
a good
standard opener.
Yeah. So this is the only thing now when you're playing random, right? Is if you're playing random against Zerg, you have to scout because he could be 12 falling you.
Absolutely.
So now here you kind of like your anonymity in the game kind of goes away, like not that late, you know. If it was Terran, he could scout quite late, or like I don't know, Beyond plays with no scouting at all. So then you know you can kind of keep yourself anonymous in the game for quite a lot longer. In any case, like I said, it's going to be really standard opening for Eba. You know, not pulling into the gas, so his gas is going to, you know, speed is going to be quite late. Just rallying in, playing. You know, pretty slowly. Pretty
I'm
carefully.
looking here towards the Protoss player. Are we going to see a Stargate? I think that's most of the time what Protoss players do in this match.
I think this is a pylon and then a Stargate here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think that is it. What I will say is, I saw Mix play a couple lands ago against Bellator, who's a good Zerg. Not as good as a Zerg as Eba, but a good Zerg. And he played in that game a strat that Estrella had just played, which was like 2 base disruptor drop into like a 2 base all in, and it looked terrifying. Now, I would be really keen to see him do that again. In this game, it's not. It's going to be a Stargate, like you said. So it does seem like he kind of isn't too worried about going for a more normal, like you said, like standard play.
Standard opening. But from Stargate, I mean, there's so much that you can do. Are we going to see an Oracle first? Are we going to see a Void Ray first? Void Ray, of course, helping against those potential Roachling pushes that can happen in the early mid-game. Or an Oracle that is kind of looking more for a macro. Oh, and we see an Adept Shade in, trying to get some damage.
Shade, honestly. Does get a drone, though. Maybe 2? Okay, good save on that one, and then the Adept goes down for it. Not really worth it for the Protoss, I think.
I feel like if he had gotten 2 drones, it might have been worth it. But 1 drone, it's just a matter of resources, you know. The Adept is probably not worth 1 single drone.
There's some sneaky lings that came across and just kind of like, they're kind of chilling behind this pillar.
Yeah,
I think these are to kind of scout out the 3rd timing, I would guess.
I suppose, yeah. What are we seeing? Okay, we're seeing Oracle.
Which is, yeah, Oracle.
I mean, this is a standard comes, right?
Well, I think quite often if you're trying to do nice scouting, you go for that early Void Ray and go for the, go for an early Void Ray and then the Oracles. I think Oracle first, it's pretty standard. Like, it's not really weird, but definitely not the most, like, safe play, in my, like, opinion.
I don't know. It could be. But I think with this Oracle opening, with the 3rd coming down, it's clear that he's saying, I'm here to play a little bit of a macro. He's going to just boost himself up on these 3 bases. Yeah.
And that's really what the Oracle lets you do, right? Is if it was not a Stargate opener, you could never take a 3rd this fast.
Never.
With Oracles, you're so safe against those lings. Oh, speaking of not safe against the Oracles, a couple drones. And keeping these really healthy, not taking much damage at all on either of these. Even forcing the spores to and then cancel is really nice out of Mix. Eba getting caught like a little bit out of position some of the time. So it is Oracle, which I kind of didn't finish saying earlier, is normally going to be Stalkers behind that. So it's like Oracle lets you play Blink Stalker, kind of like hero style later on. And I think that's what this TC and Forge is going to be for. But Eba has the full scout because there's an Overlord like parked right on it. It kind of doesn't really matter. Like, once you see 3 Oracles, you kind of know what's coming. And then once you know what's coming, you don't really need the scouting so much. So, like, I think he's kind of okay in terms of, like, knowing roughly what Mix is going to be planning on doing. I think it's going to be Blink. This is when I'm completely wrong, and he just starts like, charging.
He absolutely is going to start blinking +1 here.
There we go.
We'll see. I think I'm intrigued by the 3rd Oracle because you only need 2 Oracles to zap those drones. But I guess they have so much utility that
this actually gets
there's the 3rd
sniped.
one.
Yeah, okay, well now he's only got 2 Oracles.
No, there we go. That's more what I'm talking about.
Yeah, perfect. Really, this was all planned. It was all part of the build. No, I think it's 3 because 3 makes you really safe with those Blink Stalker plays. Makes you really safe against the Ling count that Eba's going to need to kind of hold that really early aggressive like Blink kind of play. Weirdly, actually, it's not going to be like straight Stalkers. It's actually going to be quite fast Disruptors, I think. So he's going 2 Robo. with the Robo Bay behind, I would guess he has to get a Colossus or 2 and then go Disruptors.
I don't know. I feel like Colossus seemed to really struggle in this matchup, particularly versus Roaches. So if I was a betting man, I would say probably Disruptors, which is a cool choice here. And
I agree, but I just don't know if you can go straight to Disruptors because they take so long and they're so expensive. I just don't know if you can just like skip the Colossus phase entirely. It's weirdly going to be a Warp Prism, so it looks like he wants to go and apply a bit of pressure, go a bit aggressive. Eba is completely ready for this, by the way. He's just been making like roaches off of 66 workers. I mean, he may be even attacking actually here.
I mean, one of the things that is really standing out to me is that Zerg left untouched the entire game is always going to snowball. You know, I feel like Mix hasn't really applied any pressure, and we are seeing Colossus here, which is very interesting.
I think you need a couple just to be safe. Eba, like you said, he's kind of snowballing. His supply is booming, but he's actually not on like an insane worker count, like 66, and he's cut workers. He's not going like 80, 84, 85, like 90 drone. He could easily be on, but instead he's going to be going aggressive over here.
Yeah, I agree. He has cut a lot of workers to make a big army, and what a big army it is. We'll see if he's able to kind of execution.
Bringing the queens with it. This army from Mix is so small. I just can't think that this ever holds this many Roach Rab. It needs these Colossus out, as they just pop now.
But are these Colossus the power that he needs in his army right now?
I think if Mix had known what this was, and they misrally straight through. Okay, no, they're not what you need. They're dead. They're garbage. Gone. No, I mean, if Mix had known what this was the whole time, I think he would have just kept making Immortals. He didn't know what it was. He's now just getting absolutely run down by this all-in from Eba.
I mean, look at the supply.
Look at the supply. I mean, it's just insane. Isn't it?
I think this is
the beginning of the end. The end of the end.
I gotta say, it's looking grim. I've had games like these,
you meant to hype
and
these up.
I don't
meant
think
to do the caster thing.
Sorry.
He can do it if he just micros these blink
and
stalkers.
Can he hold it on? He's got 4 stalkers. And then microing properly against these roaches. You never know.
One of them's nearly alive. 2 of them are nearly gone.
You're right.
Disruptor. And, I mean, it would hit, but like, look how much supply there is here.
Yeah.
He could have 10 disruptors and he wouldn't clear this.
No, yeah.
Mix taken down to 2 bases. I mean, Eba obviously has the queens here. Going Hydras and Infestation Pit behind this. He's got +2 on the way. It's just like, I don't know. I thought this would be a cool series. I'm now thinking I might be wrong. I think he might just get A-moved by roaches over and over again.
I don't know. I mean, Eba just showing his strength here as a Zerg player.
Yeah.
Nothing fancy, normal play, and just getting to the point, you know?
Yeah, I think Mix is not that comfortable with his Protoss. And I think Eba kind of picked up on that. Went for a pretty normal kind of timing. Like, it was a bit all in, a pretty aggressive, decent disruptor shots, but this is Terran GG timing from Mix, so it's nowhere near it.
I think at this point you're just processing your loss and thinking about the next game.
Yeah, absolutely. A pretty quick end to game number 1. That was 9 minutes 45 seconds on that one.
A quick win.
It's a quick win. Listen, I think if Mix doesn't get... If he gets Protoss again, I think he's in trouble. I think if he gets a different race, he may have some more play left in this game. But as it is, I think this is rough.
Yeah, we'll see. I think that versus an opponent like Eba, who is so strong, you are bold to go into a macro scenario.
Yeah, so like you were saying, like maybe a cannon rush and something a bit cheesy, just to like really freak him out and
something
catch him off guard.
to throw the game off balance. But
like you said, that was pretty standard. It was Oracles, then it was Stalkers, then it was Robo. Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, I don't know, a lot to unpack in that game, but I have to say, Eba had 524 APM.
Well, this is funny because in the previous games, Mix was up at like 515 APM. So Eba's like just a little bit faster than Mix. Isn't that crazy?
I don't know what I would even do with that much APM, you know? I can only look at my probe so much.
It's mostly make roaches and A-move them. That's mostly what he's using. That's mostly what he's doing.
Maybe it is. All right. Okay.
Cool. We're ready now on Oceanborn, sorry.
Oceanborn. I like this map.
You know, I read the name of the mod. I was like,
we're loading
into Observer Plus. We're loading on WCS GameHeart. Wow. No, Oceanborn. You like this one?
I do. I found I was playing in the tournament, and it seems like it's never vetoed. So that means that the consensus is that it's a decent map.
Spawning in the bottom left. No, bottom right. I have to do that thing where I hold my hands up and do the L on the left and the R on the yeah. Spawning in the bottom right. Got it that time. Playing in the blue for the Platinum Heroes. Up 1-0 in the series so far is Eba.
And in the top left corner, we have no other than Mix. Playing as a Terran.
Yeah, Terran this game. I think, and I've heard that his Terran is pretty strong.
Yeah?
Yeah, I've heard that it's pretty good. It lost to AC yesterday.
Okay.
Well, it can't be that good.
Well, so did I.
Okay, well, it can be pretty good. So, we'll see what Mix has planned for his TVZ. He would go for the Drone Scout? Crazy. I mean, I can't blame him. It's kind of cringe, man. I can't blame him because, you just don't want to lose to anything dumb. And if it was ZVZ and we were getting, Giga all-in, then
well, you have to remember that Mix is playing random. So I think the Drone Scout is appropriate because it can really sway your build in so many different directions.
I just disabled the sound accidentally.
It's okay. You got it back on board.
It's all good.
So what I'm curious is what Mix has to throw into the mix,
Hey, you did it.
I did.
This is almost like, did you cast Risky when you were casting those 4 years ago?
I don't remember.
Because it's impossible. You're always like, this is a bit of a risky move, and you're like, damn it. I need to think of something better.
But it's just there on the table.
It's just a thing you say. It's it's impossible. Okay. This game, Mix needs to think. He's in a bit of trouble. Eba basically just made units and A-moved him in game number 1. Not trying to diminish what Eba did.
Completely outplayed him.
But he completely outplayed him. So, this game, Mix needs to pull a little bit of something out. It is so far a standard opening. Now, all I will say is, Mix's standard Terran is much better than his standard Protoss. Okay. So, there's hope for this game yet.
Okay. Well, we're about to enter the most engaging part of StarCraft 2. Is this Reaper gonna maybe kill one Zergling? Oh? It looks like it will. Oh.
Yes.
Yes, it'll kill a Zergling.
And gets out. It's so annoying that all the sound things in the middle of the screen. Because I got to apologize to chat because it's because I'm playing with spectating with different hotkeys than I'm used to. So I have to it's fine. I'm over it. I'm not making excuses.
Listen, hotkeys throw everyone off.
Yeah, hotkeys. I could ask you to pause.
Ooh, that's actually really big. That creep tumor getting shut down.
Insane that he survives on 1 HP as well. Crazy.
Yeah. I think that was really, really well played, actually.
But like I said, Mix's Terran is a different kettle of fish, as we say.
Yeah, we're seeing a little bit more momentum here.
So 3cc opener.
Okay.
And then 1-1-1. Same kind of opener that we saw Raza do. Sorry. It's kind of skipping the Hellions. They only just started. I think he could have had more out already.
Maybe, yeah. I'm not sure. With the 3cc, it might take a little bit longer to get those Hellions out.
Yeah, it might be to do with the CC timing. I don't play Terran, so we're both guessing, right? But
yes.
Yeah, I assume you can get the CC faster if you cut a Hellion or two, and then, vice versa. I guess, with the Reaper Scout, he saw so many Lings, he's seen the third timing, he knows that there's nothing really weird happening, right? So many drones, sorry. Yeah.
Absolutely. I think if you scouted what Eba's doing, you'd see absolutely a standard opening. And now he's pushing out with these Hellions, trying to get a little map control. And it looks like he's backing this up with a Banshee. This is a very, very old school way of playing.
This is hugely standard right now. This is the most milquetoast TVZ opener because you're so safe against everything. The 3cc, obviously, you're investing a lot into your eco early by getting that third CC out so fast. So then the Banshees, which let you go and harass, but they also keep you safe against Ling Floods and Roach Pushes. The Hellions, which obviously you just need a mineral dump, and they're so good against the Lings, they also let you harass. So this looks so normal out of Mix.
Absolutely.
Now, that said, he is cutting the Hellions kind of short. I think it's only the 6. So, we sometimes see 8. Small deviations. And we're going to get the next 3 racks down with Stim on the way for Mix. Which is also, very standard. I don't know. We're going to it's Bio versus going to be Bio versus Lingbane. I'm calling it now.
Have we seen the tech choice from Zerg yet? I don't. I think that he hasn't dropped any tech at the moment.
No, I mean Bane Nest is,
Bane Nest.
Pretty standard timing.
Yeah.
Some people do like +1 before like +1 carapace or melee or both before like a lair and that sort of thing. It's a bit greedy, a bit aggressive maybe.
All right,
but I think he's not doing that. He's going lair, he's going Bane Nest, so yeah, pretty normal.
I think we're approaching our first moment of conflict in this entire game. It's been a very passive game so far, but let's see how many workers rather these banshees will be able to kill.
So we just saw the other side of this where Mix was playing the Zerg and Raza was playing the Terran, and Raza got kind of a lot of kills with his banshees in those games.
I see.
But we'll see. You know, Mix's control might be worse. Eba's control might be better, and we may see him like really hold this. So the Banshee's sneaking for the back. Spore's already in position.
Spore's there, but with these two Banshees being so powerful in that they one-shot drones when focus fired, we're looking at 4 drones, which is nice.
Yeah, I mean catching more now on the rally. So Mix needs to be a bit careful because Lair is done, so there can be overseers. Yeah, there's one there. I mean, normally you kind of dance around like where the detection is with the spores, but with an overseer out, obviously you've got to be a bit careful with these banshees. 8 kills is respectable though.
I have to say, if I would be Mix, I'd be very happy with that damage. It seems like nothing has been lost and everything has been gained. 8 drones is really respectable.
Yeah, absolutely.
And when we went to that sequence, it seemed like Eba had a lot of queens, but they just didn't seem to be in the right position to deflect that attack.
Not to run defense for Eba too much, but it is hard because you need the queens at the front to defend the Hellions, and you need the queens at the back to defend the Banshees. And if you pull all the queens to defend the Banshees, well, now the Hellions can run in, and you know those you're going to take damage on one front if you overcommit to one or the other.
Yeah.
We do see kind of a tank push coming out. He's forgotten the tank, so I guess it's just a Marine push. I didn't forget it, obviously. The tank's back home. The tank's safe. It's fine. He made it. It's just not here.
It looks like he's just trying to clear a little bit of creep.
Yeah, it's kind of this like 2-1-1 drop. It's like 60 Marines and 2 medevacs. Eba with so many queens though, and they're positioned so nicely. I mean, those Banshees took quite a lot of poke, so they're kind of out of the game for a bit. Especially because we've got spores, so we can always just like pull the drones towards the spores, and then they're kind of safe.
Yeah.
This I think is going to have just Marines again. So it doesn't look like he's going to be pushing.
We have a run by coming through here.
Yeah.
But it looks like it's maybe going to pick off a tank. These Hellions in a good position to deflect that, and a 4th CC on the way. Yeah,
so we got a free tank traded for a few lings, not completely free. But the Hellions are positioned so that their lings are just not doing anything there, and the Sim City is good on that side. Mix is dropping his Marines over on the left side while also microing this kind of double drop on the right. Eba though is so ready for this. He's already got units here. Like, it's crazy. Like, it looks so easy. And it's easy once your units are in the right position, but it's not easy to have your units in the right position always, right? Because how do you know that this drop is coming here, and why would you have an army here when everyone else just rallies their units to like the middle of the map somewhere? It
speaks to Eba's territorial awareness, if you will. You know, he knows that he needs to be strong on all points of his border, and he's really deflecting that very excellently. It seems like Mix did not get a lot done there. Maybe a couple of creep tumors, but not much after that. He didn't,
but these drops are also so like safe that he didn't really lose much for having done that. You can always just pick up and get home. So he switched kind of into the mines. I kind of missed that, but he's been going mines rather than tanks. I think it's fine. I think it's just a stylistic thing. It's going to start pushing this through the middle now, though.
Now, I know that Widow Mines had a little bit of a change recently where they unburrow quicker. Yeah, it's like the most minor change ever. It's just unburrow speed is like minutely faster. I don't really know why they did it, because I think mines are like, we were in a fine spot before and they're just slightly better now, but I don't think it really affects anything too much. But yeah, you're completely right. They got buffed. I have to say, as a Protoss player, we've all been crying for a Widow Mine buff.
Yeah,
everyone wants Widow Mines to be even stronger, and I'm happy that they are. It's great. It makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, well, I mean, Protoss were just doing too well in tournaments.
Just overwhelming Protoss.
Big mine hits over here as well, getting a lot of these lings.
Are these Banelings going to hit the SCVs? Ooh, 10 kill. Oh, 14.
It could be much worse though, and Mix controlling these SCVs on the top really nicely, lowering that Debo to get them out. Meanwhile, he's pushing through the bottom.
Yeah.
Kind of, you know, dancing on the edge of creep like we saw Raza do to Mix in the games before this. Eba looks quite prepared though, you know, he's got the Ling Bane Hydra, keeping the Bane count high. He needs to be a bit careful about these mines, and you know, we see him kind of really playing around the edge of creep. Diving now.
Eba has so many units here though. I think, yeah, Mix has to pick up and abandon the... Oh, is that medevac? Oh my god, it lives. Oh! I mean, that's so much supply gone right there.
10 down the drain for Mix.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really nice fight in the end for Eba. Obviously, if you just F2A move that, what happens is the mines kill all your Lings, kill all your Banes, and then it's just like Hydras against Bio, and then you lose that. Controlling it the way he did a really nice job of splitting Lings off, keeping the mines away from like the bulk of his forces, and, you know, routing that attack, forcing Mix back. Really nicely played. I got to give it to Mix though. He's stayed like even in supply basically the entire game. It's really nice to see. Like Eba's done a really good job of deflecting all of the aggression. More bases on the outside getting up. His creep is not amazing, but you know, good. And he's now getting towards those higher techs like the Lurkers. Adrenal is on the way. But really, I think Mix, you know, is here. He's maxed out. He's on creep.
I think Mix is doing very well. And what I'm really keeping my eye on is that +3/+3 upgrade in the top left corner of the screen, because I think that... But wait, we have a big fight here.
Yeah, I don't think Eba can take this off of creep. He's done a nice job so far, got some really nice Bane hits. What he really, like, I can't emphasize this enough, he's doing a really awesome job of avoiding the mines so well. Like, there's 0 kills on this mine. Like, how does that even happen? 1 on that one? It's honestly insane. Even now with a bit of a counterattack with these Ling Bane Hydra,
there seems to be an army in possession, but will it be enough? It looks like it may not.
I think with the rallies, and if this was controlled a bit better, I think it would have done a little bit more, but with the rallies this is going to get cleaned up, but it really takes the pressure off the front for Eba, and Eba's supply now is starting to pull ahead a little bit. Obviously with this kind of run by getting cleaned up, is starting to drop again.
Eba is looking
this is rough.
A little scary. Oh,
yeah, I've been saying he's been doing so well all game. Now we're on 18 kills and 7
oh my
on
god.
The they're, you know, honestly, they're just really weak units, and they should probably get buffed again.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, well, cast a curse there.
Yeah, that's my fault.
I wonder what Eba's mentality is in this moment. I mean, he's down in supply. Mix's army is getting more powerful by the minute, and in a few seconds, that 3/3 is gonna come into play, and it really makes these Marine Marauder armies so much more effective.
Yeah, you're completely right. Finishing up now in 3, 2, 1. I mean, Eba's getting into the Lurkers, which is obviously quite nice, and kind of keeps Mix a little bit away. Mix has done an awesome job of keeping Eba off of his next 2 bases, so now Eba's trying to take that one in the north, now that Mix is pushing to the south. That was rough from Mix, he's kind of walking straight into those Lurkers and eating a few Banelings. Mix now, at this point, and I said it when it was Raza playing as well, needs to get towards the Ghosts. There's really nothing else that's going to deal with these Lurkers, like, very well. Eba going to try and double expand as this base on the north gets taken out by a drop. Mix, can he really do this? These medevacs are so low on energy, but he's going to dive, going straight for the main. Because meanwhile, Eba, I think, is going to Nidus in Mix's main. This is a real, like, it's really high level and really close. It's such a sick game.
Yeah, a great game so far.
And Eba clears up this drop on the top right, but we do have the Nidus on the way.
Yeah, I think Mix did a good job of denying that upper right base, and I think that probably will be his game plan, to continue denying these bases with these medevacs fading left, potentially being able to pick off this.
But with these Lurkers on top of all of Mix's production, can he actually get in here and clear it up? It's so hard because you kind of abuse the Terran SimCity against them. Doesn't look like it's going to be okay, actually.
I mean, this, oh wow,
this Marauder solo killed the Nidus. Actually, not okay.
It looks like he's taking a bit of damage here, but
Mix catching some of these Banes in the middle of the map. But this CC going down, maybe? Yeah, okay. Wow. Just losing that to Lings. I mean, these Banelings getting caught is not good, but they're still Lurkers, in Mix's base. Finally getting cleaned up now. They did a lot.
I feel like they definitely looked like they did a lot, but was there that much mining happening back there?
No, but what they did do is draw so much attention away from this push at the front.
That he killed the base.
That's a kill on the planetary as well, so like now you have to remake the CC and then remorph it, so you know the mining is quite delayed over on this side. Eba, on the other hand, has taken the pressure off and finally gets this base established. So playing around the creep here, Like, unfortunately, it's down a ramp. Big EMP on the Vipers.
Now, I have a question, because I don't play this matchup often. We have lurkers on the field. Lurkers, a powerful unit.
Yeah.
What is the counterplay here?
I'm seeing it's all ghosts.
It's all ghosts.
Yeah, and we only have 4 out so far. I think he lost a couple to those lurkers. I tell a lie. He didn't lose any. But he used some of the energy, at least clearing out those lurkers in the main base. Even now, really needs to get this base settled in. It doesn't look like he's actually going to get up. Honestly, Mix is like absolutely run around him here and is going to get this taken out. So Eva is once again being denied at base.
It's a nice pick off.
It is. Eva's getting in over on this side.
Ooh,
this is
but a
not
vulnerable base here.
Yeah, I mean, the workers going down is obviously really bad, but at least it's not going to, and it's, it's not another CC kill like it was previously. Mix is actually going to clear up all of these lings. This is looking rough for Eva,
I think that part of the reason that this is going so well is those upgrades. Like, we have 3-3 on this Terran Force. And what upgrades do we have on the Zerg?
I think he might have Carapace, but he doesn't have...
he has Carapace, but he doesn't have attack.
Yeah, exactly right.
So, I mean, Hydras are doing negligible damage.
Really nice split off on that single ling from the mine. Good lurkers in the top, taking a lot of damage onto these bio, but, not killing a whole lot of it. Mix actually taking a bit of a dip in supply here. I think he just lost a lot of workers.
Coming in here for...
this is really nice for Eva. Yeah, really sandwiching himself between the 3rd and the 4th from Mix.
I mean, this is what lurkers do best. Creating space, and it looks like...
It was looking so good for so long for Mix, and now it's just absolutely crumbled. He's down 40 supply. Another nice EMP on these Vipers, but honestly, they'd already used that Blinding Cloud, so they were kind of out of energy. Mix is actually full sending this army, because he just can't run through the lurkers between his 4th and his 3rd. But Eva completely knows it, and has lurkers in position all ready to go. Even now getting on top of the production, this is very rough for Mix.
Yeah, I don't know if I like the choice of turning around, and it seemed like he was a bit indecisive whether to go in or go out. And
now he's running through the lurkers and it's
destroying everything. Oh my days.
It was so good for so long, and then it just wasn't.
Yeah.
I mean, we see that this is kind of, to me, is the story of ZVT. It's like, it's good for so long, and you get this kind of like poking and jabbing, and Mix is kind of, working in different angles and, doing such a sick job. There were 2 bases in the southwest and the northeast, and he was trying to get those up. One time he got the southwest one up, and then Mix comes and kills it. And then he takes the other one, and he dies to a drop. He was just on those bases, and that was it for so long. And then he maxes out, gets up to those lurkers, gets his Adrenal, gets his 3-3 lings, and he's just always in such a nice position to defend. So then when Mix tries to be like, okay, I have to all in, I go across, there's lurkers there, so we can't do that. Then there's lurkers, positioned really nicely between Mix's 3rd and his 4th, and you can't just run through those. So
I was feeling good about his position.
Yeah.
It just felt like he wasn't ready for the lurker attack. He wasn't ready for the lurker tech. And that's why I even asked you, what is the answer to this? And it turns out there didn't seem to be much of an answer.
It's rough. The answer is ghosts earlier. You need to get into the ghost so that they're banking energy really fast. And in this game, they were just too late. The other thing is liberators are really strong, because obviously you start to morph your hydras into lurkers. You now don't have many hydras, and now the libs are kind of uncontested in the sky.
Right.
So the late game kind of army that you want as the Terran is like heavy ghosts, heavy libs, maybe some Thors as they start to get to Broodlords, and tanks to start to like do a lot of zone control. And that's kind of what you want to go for, but you need to get there quick enough. And what Mix had done is invested a lot into bio so that he could deny a lot, but not a lot into the kind of, I don't know what you call it, the meat and potatoes, into the tech, so that he was actually ready for the kind of, I don't know what you call it, the kind of big pushes, the Nidus, the kind of late game control that Eva has.
Well, we have in the bottom right corner our tried and true Zerg Eva.
And spawning in the top left, in the red, random into Terran, playing for Team StarCraft Improve, is Mix.
Now, so I'm happy to see the Terran again, because it felt so close.
Yeah.
It
was like a 15-minute game. The game before, it was 10. Eva just like made a bunch of roaches, A moved, like, oh, you died. You know,
exactly.
It's like, we don't want games like that. Like, that's what you want to play on ladder, right? Because you're like, okay, I'm going to play 10 games today, and I'm going to win all of them just by A-moving roaches at my opponent and running over them. Good for you. But to watch them, that's not what you want to see.
Yeah, well, I hope I had your ladder journey. 10 games a day and you're winning all of them? I got to get your number, brother.
You got to stop playing Zerg. No, I wish that's what I played on ladder.
Okay, so we're seeing, I think this is something that's more common these days, this new standard of a 3 or 4 Reaper initial push, which from what I've heard seems equally viable to the standard openings that we're more used to.
Yeah, people are calling it a Beyond build. Like, I don't know who really came up with it, but it's about who like makes it famous, not who comes up with it, you know.
Well, we know Beyond is the Reaper master.
Well,
you have to pay homage.
Exactly. It was Beyond that started playing it a lot in GSL. It's this 2 racks at the front opener. You get like 3, maybe 5 Reapers, but 3 is pretty typical. It's completely viable. It sets you up really nicely to be kind of aggressive early in the Zerg's face. Gives you like a bit of a skill check. You're like, can you hold 3 Reapers, which are like actually a fair bit like more scary than just 1 Reaper by itself. You can start threatening the third base, start threatening queens, and just being really annoying. The downside, if there is one, is that you're kind of quite restricted in what you can do behind it. You've already made 2 racks, so now you're kind of restricted on playing 3 racks, 2-1-1, 4 racks that we saw Bramaria do a bit yesterday.
Oh, do we get a drone? Oh, almost a drone there.
Good save from Eba.
Now the queen is out, kind of swatting those guys away.
So a nice hold so far from Eba. Obviously needs to be careful that they don't circle back around and come back for that weak drone. Picking off a creep trimmer between the main and the nat is really nice. Now, like I say, you can kind of poke the third, and it's a bit annoying. You have to end up walking your queen off creep to go and kind of deal with it, and then they can kind of poke the queens, which, you can see how this has the potential to snowball into a really annoying kind of early game disadvantage for the Zerg. But like I say, you're kind of restricted now in what you do. You've got the 2 racks, you need to use them. So it's normally 2-1-1 follow up. Which doesn't look.
Now, are we gonna get a drone kill here? Oh, it looks like these lings are riding around.
And
that's an excellent pickup. What a great play by Eva with that spore crawler, locking in those
the double
Reapers
spore for the wall. Awesome play.
Wow.
Really nice. So now the pressure is off. And by the way, not just that, now the Zerg can be aggressive. Because if you look behind this, the Terran has to invest it now into these, what do you call them?
Add-ons.
Thank you. I'm not a Terran player, if you can tell. Which means that this SCV, I think, is going to make a bunker out here. Because literally his only units are 2 Marines. Now normally you keep the Reapers alive, and you put them behind this wall, and then if there's a Ling Flood, you're really safe. As it is, with your add-ons on the outside of the wall, and there's no map control now for the Terran. And
they're more
literally
vulnerable.
A few Marines. They're so vulnerable. There's just a few Marines. The Zerg can go aggressive. Now, here's what I will say. Eba does not play aggressive. Like, he does not all in. He doesn't cheese. He's really, really standard with his play. So these are the Lings that he made to defend the Reapers. They go across. They get a worker. They see a bit of what's going on with the wall, and then they go home. That's it.
I mean, if I was Eba and I just picked off those Reapers, I feel like it's a breath of fresh air. You know that you have map control now with your Zerglings, and you are ready to deflect anything that can possibly come at you. Now we're seeing a Liberator come out from the Terran player.
Yeah, so what's going to happen is he's going to push out with like the Hellions and the Lib, and then he's going to switch over the starport for the factory and make a couple medevacs and head out on the map with the Marines that he's making over here, kind of to line up with his I guess like combat shield timing is when he's gonna head out with these Marines. There we go. Bom, bom, bom. Cool. Eba, on the other hand, having cleared that up, these rocks must have a million HP. I feel like it's been hitting these for like 10 minutes. Anyway, has got a really, really healthy work account behind this. He's just droned up his third. 4th now on the north, on the way. He's in a really, really, really happy spot. Getting a few safety banelings out, I think this is more safe than he needs to be. What I will say is, the Marines denied the scout into the main. So he doesn't know if this is 2-1-1 or if this is like 3 racks or if it's like 4 racks. If it's 4, it's really all in and you can die to that. So the safety banes, when you're this far ahead, I like a lot.
I like it a lot as well. I think due to the comfort of the early game, you want to make sure that you are ready for all sorts of assaults.
Yeah, you got to think like, how do I lose this game now?
Yeah.
Because you're like, I'm so far ahead. How can I possibly throw it? Well, one of the ways you can throw it is by making too many drones on no units and then dying. Here we see these stimmed Marines coming across.
Okay.
Pretty deep on
Trading
creep,
well.
honestly.
Baneling speed not done yet. And
oh my god, okay.
Okay.
It was trading well right until then.
Yeah.
Now the resources lost. Actually, 13 drones going down. Is there a lib?
Oh my god. Wait, 12 kills on the Liberator.
It was really good right until
Do I need my glasses, or is that 12 kills?
That's 12, bro. And this is a unit that doesn't cost that much. This is honestly just a mistake out of Eber. There should be a spore here. At the very least, you should pull these drones away. Obviously, he's watching this fight. He's seeing what's going on in this corner of the map. He's like, okay, I need to, push that back, clear that up.
12 kills is almost an entire mineral line.
He's actually down in workers now after I was just saying how hard he droned. That's crazy.
I mean, that definitely forgives the medevac loss there. I mean, 12 kills is incredible.
Do you think that's why he lost the medevac? Because he was busy looking at the lib, being like, yes.
I don't think he was busy looking at the lib, but I'm saying it forgives the medevac loss.
Definitely. He's pushing back out with a few of these Marines. It's because a little bit of a Ling run by, but there's reinforcements here that are going to clean this up and push it away. Mix does need to be careful not to run these all the way across the map, but he grabs those and sends them home.
Alright, looks like we got a drop being deflected. The creep spread is looking healthy, I'll say that for Iba.
Yeah, looking much nicer in this game than in the previous, to me. As it's sort of already up to the halfway point of the map. But does need to keep on top of that. He has so many Banes here. I really feel like he thinks he's getting all in. He's got so many and he's got more on the way. This is so weird. It's just a big investment into the gas. He's not really teching. He doesn't need to tech. He doesn't need Hydras or Mutas or something just yet. But this is a big investment into quite so many units.
Well, it looks like he's just going for a Ling Bane style. We don't see any tier 2 tech to bolster this army.
Yeah.
So just relying on that heavy.
A bad day to be a worker. 20 going down to the Bane run by on the other side of the map. This is insanity. You do not. We need to unionize if you're a worker in this game.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what? I don't even want to think about being a worker in this game because it is a
is there
massacre.
Another 4 going down? I think that was to a lib in the main as he pulls these away. I think the spore and this queen cleared the lib up. Oh no, it moved. It's there.
Sorry.
19 kills on this thing.
I don't know if we moved too quickly about it, but did he lose 20 workers just now with that Baneling run
to Banelings, yeah. But Evo also have lost 20 to this lib. It literally has 19 kills right now. Does need to be careful of this mine hit and doing a decent job of splitting the Lings off to keep his Bane safe, but still a decent trade there for Mix. The supplies are so even. How are they always so even?
Well, when the supplies are even, it's normally good for the Terran player.
Yeah, absolutely.
However, I just feel like I'm not seeing a lot of army from Mix. I'm seeing a drop and...
yeah, no, I agree. It's heavy into the mines, which... I think Eva is really good at controlling against. And then just Marines, but Eva's so heavy into the Ling Bane. I think it's going to be a tricky one. It's mostly about now dodging the splash from the opponent. Keeping away from the mines, keeping away from the Banes. Do have a few Banes coming across. Do you see how he just comes from every which angle? So he's always hitting he would come from this way, come from the south, come from the right. So he's always not quite where Mix is meant to be. Unfortunately in that case getting kind of intercepted by the reinforcements. Good pull away to dodge those mines. Do you have an attack on the left side? More workers going down. This is a real slugfest. I honestly think Eba is in a pretty good spot though. In the previous game he was really struggling to get those kind of outside bases up. We see him in this game grabbing this. Wow, okay. More worker kills. 7 SCVs. Kills. There's going to be a few here. Fortunately for Eba, this base is not really saturated, so... Okay. Does he dodge it? No. Sick. Nice try.
Wow. 2 drones, 2 Widow Mines. That's a fair trade. It just seems like Eba's in control of this game. It may be just because of the presence of creep, but I'm not fearing the Terran's army.
Yeah, I would agree. And even now, getting towards those Hydras and now get towards the Hive as soon as this infestation pit is done. It's a bit late. He could have got there a lot quicker. I think Eba's been playing this one kind of scared. Just based on how many Banes he was making and how many Lings, how many Banes he was making, kind of how defensively he was positioning. I think he was really feeling like Mix was maybe more all in than Mix actually was. But that said, you know, he's still into that tech in good time. He's still, you know, on 2-2 Ling Bane, Lurker behind, Lurker Den behind, Hive coming behind. So he's not getting up to that comp that we saw him be like really, really confident and competent with in the previous game.
All right, coming in.
This is a lot of Marines, and Eva's a little bit out of position.
This is the 5th base here that we're assaulting. Oh, but a lot of Banes, a lot of Zerglings, and it looks like he's not paying attention. Eba collapsing on this army, and he has to pick up.
Yeah, nice pickups though from Mix. Good drags on
and these Widow Mines all get taken out.
On this side, we trade a lot of Lings for some Banes. Sorry, a lot of Ling Bane for some Mines. There you go. On the east side of that 3rd base. Mix now just getting his 4th established.
Looks like we have a pause happening.
Do you want to look over the balcony and see if you can see what they're
let me, you know what? Let me have a little.
One sec, chat. We're having a look. Mix is I don't know. Can't really see. It's kind of dark.
It looks like there might be a problem with this PC. That was a little tasteless there.
Was that your tasteless?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, it was hotkeys.
Alright.
We're back into it. Fortunately, not a PC problem.
Excellent.
Okay, NP go, we're going. It's always funny when it pauses and then you're like, hang on, what was I up to?
Yeah.
Anyway, in this case, Eva was up to a massive Ling run by on the top. Mix was up to another mine drop on the right-hand side. We do have the Ghost Academy coming through now. I think this is a good timing. It could have been a little earlier, but, you know, Eva's Hive is also delayed, so that's fine. These are like ships in the night as this BO5 kind of pushes down the south. Meanwhile, there's a big Lingbane run by up to the planetary just north of here. I think they're going to trade these bases. I think this one is gone and this one is gone. That's another 20 workers going down in this game. Remind me at the end. We're going to check how many workers have died in this game, but it's a lot.
It's a lot.
There's no mines here, so Eva can just collapse on this.
I mean, it's just not enough units from Eba, and I feel like losing the 4th for Mix was way more valuable than this base.
You're absolutely right.
Eba is expanding into the upper right part of the map, so he's got plenty of money. I mean, look at the supply: 121 versus 195.
It goes so well for Mix for so long, and then it absolutely collapses, and his supply just crumbles. Eba needs to be careful here. Okay, that's gonna be fine. Okay, 2 workers going down there. Yeah, losing this base was very rough. There was also another attack over on this side. And it was looking so good for so long, and then, you know, this kind of army gets surrounded on the south side, and we trade a planetary for, like, nothing, for a non-mining hatchery, and this is it, man.
What a great game from Eba, showing how sturdy he is as almost a wall of Zerg. Everything was deflected, even after that Liberator that killed like 14 drones.
Oh, I was going to check how many workers were lost. Oh no. Hang on. Bear with, chat. We're going to check. Yeah, let's talk about it a bit while we skim through the replay. Listen, Eva plays so solid. He's so safe, basically all the time. He just, in that game, deflected everything. I mean, you know, like you said, lost a lot to the Lib. Behind it, droned really hard. Played really safe with the Ling Bane. Didn't really take much damage then to any of Mix's follow-up. Got up to a huge economy. Then he's just absolutely outmaneuvering Mix. Like, everywhere he can find damage, you know, there's a Baneling there. Anyway, he can, you know, slip past the army, gets onto that planetary, takes it out.
Well, those...
He's doing it. He's everywhere.
20 kills with the Banelings was such a hit to the economy of the Terran, especially being on the lower base count. It just felt like a textbook Zerg win of absorbing damage and growing out of control. And I mean, it speaks so well to Eba's overall macro play.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I would like to send something a little bit different out of Mix, like something cheesy, a little bit more all in, like a 3-Rex Reaper when it looks like 2-Rex. You know, you played it 2-Rex in the game before, do 3 this game and look a bit weird. Obviously, one of those games was a Protoss game, which didn't look the strongest for Mix, but you know, you live by the random, you die by the random. At least we didn't have to play ZVZ.
It's hard to look strong. I mean, I empathize because sometimes people are just really strong, really good at what they do.
Yep.
And I think that's a little bit of what we saw today. Just a really strong performance and like very convincing against 2 races, even in one match.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing his run the further parts of the tournament.
It's terrifying, right? Like we just saw Mix do so well against Raza, who is a known really strong player.
Absolutely.
And then there's always a bigger fish because now Eva comes along and just rolls him.
Gulp.
Okay, can we switch back to the game production, if you would be so kind? In this game, playing in the blue was Eba, who killed 60 SCVs. Mix ending the game on 42, so he made 100 workers and then lost 60 of them.
Yeah.
But Eba losing 32, Mix killing 32 of Eba's workers, and Eba ending on 80, so he made like 112 workers. So they made the same number of workers. 60 going down for Eba. Even at the end of the game now, we have another 11 going down. It's honestly insane.
No, it's so impressive the way Eva plays, and also the way that he recognizes opportunities to deal damage with those run bys of Lings, of Banes. He's poking and prodding while defending.
Yep.
And it just comes together in a beautiful package that is Eva.
But you said it yourself. When you see, because here at LAN we have the luxury of being able to stand behind people and watch them play. When you stand behind him and you watch him play, it's a million miles an hour. He's everywhere. It just looks awful and impossible to play against.
I saw him playing, and the fear of God was immediately just struck to me. Sometimes when I saw him maybe making some probes, and I knew that he was way better than I was. But
terrifying.
Yeah, terrifying. Some
we
of the APM on these guys.
Gonna throw it to an ad, and then we'll be back with Risky versus Figure It. That's a ZVZ. I won't be here, and you won't be here. It's gonna be two different people.
Well, it's been good.
Thanks, Wilma, man. Good to have you as always. And thanks, chat. We will see you for the next one. We'll be back in 12 minutes.
It's been a pleasure.
Hello, Overclockers. Welcome. Oh, screw this. Where's A-Pack when you need him?